A member of my wedding party dyed her hair neon yellow green, so I had my wedding pictures in black and white. I'm getting married this fall. One member of the wedding party has neon yellow green hair and has said they plan on keeping that color for the foreseeable future, including for the wedding. I did not know this person had dyed their hair until after I'd asked them to be in the wedding party. They've dyed their hair a few times in the past but never their whole head, more of just highlights or ombre and low-key stuff, and never a color this bright, so honestly I just didn't see it coming. Everyone else has more muted colors of hair and the dresses/tuxes are also on the grayscale, so it's going to stand out. I know it's just hair, it's their choice, and I am trying to be as respectful as possible. However, I also frankly don't want to look at my wedding pictures for the rest of my life and have the first thing I notice be their neon freaking hair. It seriously draws the eye. Ideas we have come up with to mitigate this: make all the photos of the wedding party be in black and white, ask the photographer to edit this person's hair to a not neon yellow-green color, or 3. The option someone proposed that I'm really conflicted about: ask the person to wear a wide lace headband or wrap that covers most of their hair, and style it pulled back, so it's more or less tucked away for most of the pictures. If it matters, we bought/rented dresses and tuxes for everyone, and we pay for this accessory too, and we are paying for hair to be done professionally for the wedding party, because if I'm going to ask people to look a certain way for an event for me, I don't want to then force them to pay to do it. But I can't tell if this would be taking my input a step too far. It was a little awkward when I asked how long they were planning to keep their hair neon, and I just asked coming from a place of curiosity, not asking specifically about the wedding, so I think they might get mad at me if I ask them to more or less hide it. 6 months later, I had a realization that I was putting all my stress and anxiety about life and the wedding, as well as my frustration with some unrelated rude/hurtful things my friend had done, into my frustration with the hair situation, because it was an easy thing to be upset about. I did some deep breathing and decided it wasn't worth saying anything about covering the hair. For my mental health, I needed to just let it go, and let everything else go too. My wedding day was amazing. I am so glad to not only be married, but also be done with wedding planning and moving and all of it, cause holy heck it was a lot. Some people said I was shallow to even care about the hair/pictures at all, and yeah, I probably am. I accept that. The hair does stand out a lot in the color pictures, and the person had their natural roots, which looked absolutely awful. I'm not going to lie, I found it incredibly rude they dyed their hair neon and then didn't even bother to make sure it was maintained for being in a wedding. But in black and white everything looks totally fine, and I love black and white pictures anyway. They also got married a bit after my wedding. The bitchy voice in my head couldn't help but note that they bothered to get their roots done for their own wedding. I complained to my husband a bit in our hotel room after the rehearsal, got it out of my system, had a great time in their wedding. I guess all this to say, whether or not it would have been an move to ask them to cover their hair, as people pointed out, it wasn't worth it. The hair did bother me. I am a little shallow. I am a little selfish, but it wasn't as big of a deal as I was making it out to be. It was better to keep all shallow, selfish, and bitchy thoughts to myself and my husband, work on acceptance, and move on. Writing this is my closure. I will spare no more thoughts or energy for the neon hair.